Yo, thank you for coming back to another Hamza Khan show video. I really appreciate you guys coming back again um, to the channel. Um, we just got off a crazy kind of SummerSlam and then also week of wrestling. The momentum after SummerSlam, after an amazing show, has been insane. Um, I feel like I'm gonna be all over the place because there's so much things I want to talk about. That's been really good, really entertaining. Currently in wrestling, so I'm just gonna get right into it because that SummerSlam show was amazing. I think the first thing we kind of have to address is Brock Lesnar, the retirement, as well as Obafemi winning against Brock Lesnar in that Hell in a Cell match. I think I said initially in the previous video that what I wanted to see from this match was chaos. I wanted to see, I wanted to see violence. I wanted to see some crazy moments, something memorable, something that if they're gonna go through Hell in a Cell moments, you're gonna find it in this match, and it definitely did kind of deliver. Brock Lesnar looked amazing. Obafemi looked like this unbeatable beast, similar to how Brock Lesnar was when he first got into the business. And I think that moment for me was the tombstone pile driver into the wooden plank of the ring. It's a dangerous moment. It's something you would expect to see in a Hell in a Cell, so having it there was appropriate. And the fact that it's a tombstone by Brock Lesnar, it's so kind of poetic, because as much as Brock Lesnar was a beast, when he beat the Undertaker's undefeated streak at WrestleMania, that blasted him into unworldly kind of level. I think previously to that, when after he returned, he'd lost a few matches to John Cena, Triple H, but that match changed Brock Lesnar and who and what we saw from Brock Lesnar going forwards, and the kind of destruction that he left of the roster was insane. And the fact that even after putting a tombstone to Obafemi, he was able to get back up, to fall from graces, and win the match. Of course, you've got the storyline of Brock Lesnar not being in his prime anymore, and would this be a different scenario if he was in his prime? But someone who's ascending and who may even be in his prime currently, or even if at the start of it, Obafemi, everybody loves him. Everybody's doing the Oba strut. His entrance is over. He's over. He's got the promo under wrap. This is the right guy to be the next big thing, and I think Brock Lesnar believes that as well, especially with what happened after WrestleMania, after the Hell in a Cell match, where Brock lifted his hand, said, "I'm the past, he's the future," and Brock Lesnar went off in the sunset, and Obafemi was in the middle of the ring celebrating the win, which was really good. It's massive for Oba. They made the right decision. Everything that's been thrown at Obafemi's way since he arrived at that main roster has been 10-10. He smashed it out of the park every single time. If you watched him in NXT, he was amazing in NXT, and he's spectacular in the main roster. So that was really enjoyable to see, and definitely did kind of deliver. That main event of night one and then also the main event of night two was just as spectacular. The Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns match was much more of a poetic kind of storyline, kind of there was destruction, there was definitely hate, there was a lot of emotions. It was your if you're talking about a classic match, you talk about that Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins match, and it definitely delivered the expectations, especially with how much they reference the Shield and how beloved that is to people. It was a magical moment. It was, the spots meant something. Everything they did meant something. The chair shot from Seth Rollins to Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns goes down. It goes for a second one, and I believe Roman Reigns was able to counter that and hit him with the chair out of Seth Rollins' hand, expecting that, and then you've got the kind of, is this going to be the third time now where Roman Reigns hits Seth Rollins with the chair, and per usual, he normally loses everything whenever he has kind of went for that blow, went to hit Seth Rollins with that steel chair. But the fact that he didn't meant that this Roman Reigns, this World Heavyweight Champion, has grown. They fought it out till the end. 3 spears, puts Seth Rollins away. 1, 2, 3, Roman Reigns wins. And it's one of those matches that's so rewatchable. What I think makes it an outstanding match is a match that you can rewatch over and over and over again. And this was definitely one of those matches. And then, of course, the ending of that match, where Roman Reigns puts out his fist, Seth Rollins puts out his fist, and if that's the end of the story of the Shield, then what a spectacular story that is. That ending definitely delivered and was what everybody expected and wanted. So I really, really enjoyed that. The core main event for SummerSlam was night 1 was the CM Punk Cody Rhodes match. Punk won. I thought the match in total was a good match. It wasn't anything kind of out of worldly expecting kind of from these two guys to put on that great of a match. And the ending where Randy Orton's returned and puts CM Punk, Cody Rhodes in that RKO. CM Punk takes advantage, wins and retains the WWE Championship. I think it's the right move. We know what's happening with CM Punk now, where he's going to face Kevin Owens, who's returned as well, which was a moment. I'll talk about that in a second. But the Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton feud restarting, especially with what happened at WrestleMania, I feel like that championship kind of ruined the match and ruined the storyline. It was a blood feud without the championship, and the championship being there was kind of, it didn't let you get into the meat and bones of the storyline. So the fact that now we're getting it just between Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton, it feels like we're gonna cook something really, really good, especially with what we saw on Smackdown. Randy Orton comes out, he's about to start speaking. Here comes Cody. Cody wants to fight. Randy doesn't want to fight. And they have one of the most spectacular kind of back and forth. Whenever Cody Rhodes is pushed against the wall, he always produces one of his best promos. And that was one of his best promos, and as well as Randy. I feel like people have forgotten how good Randy Orton is on the mic, and the Pat McAfee kind of kabuckle at the start of the year kind of clouded that. But that promo between Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton was chef kiss smash. So really good. I'm so excited for this feud. They've got so long before Money in the Bank, so I very much expect it to be. I wouldn't be surprised if they make a big kind of SmackDown show where it is Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton, and that's your main event match, because that's the level it is. It's way above that. This is a WrestleMania match, but hopefully it delivers that storyline that everybody wants, and it doesn't get overdone. Sometimes with lots of storylines, they can drag it out or too much. Keep it simple, keep it between Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton, and follow the story. Talking about Randy Orton, CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, we now know who the number one contender is to CM Punk's WWE Championship, and it is going to be Kevin Owens, who returned at SummerSlam, which was unexpected. No one believed it. I think you saw like clips of Kevin Owens doing the signing and the kind of the backstage kind of meet and greet stuff, which is normal. I think he was there at WrestleMania as well, so him being there just doing the normal stuff kind of covered up. It was like that double bluff. Like, normally if you're gonna do a surprise, you hide them away all weekend, and then here comes Kevin Owens. But instead you saw Kevin Owens throughout the whole weekend. He becomes the obvious pick, but also not obvious pick, because of course he is injured. So him coming out there, the shock of look of Sami Zayn's face. He crashed out when Gunther came out and Nick Aldis announced that, but the shock on his face when he saw Kevin Owens, and that was a really good fatal 4-way. I feel like Finn Balor did get kind of left in the wind, left in the background, but Kevin Owens winning that match was really good, and I'm interested in what's happening with. We know what's happening with Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn is still crashing out as per usual. Finn Balor wasn't on Smackdown this week, so was it. Gunther wasn't either. So interesting to see what happens with them guys. But I really liked what I saw from Kevin Owens and CM Punk. It's another feud that people have been wanting for a really long time, and that first face-to-face definitely delivered. These are the two best talkers that you can find, and the amount of spark talk, the amount of back and forth, the CM Punk where he doesn't diss you but he disses you. That line where he says, "Oh look, Kevin Owens here, he's ready in his wrestling gear." We all know that Kevin Owens wrestles in a shirt, but of course CM Punk is referring to more so that Kevin Owens is fat or he's overweight. He doesn't look like a typical wrestler. But Kevin Owens obviously slapped back, "I wear shorts, not pants," and so on and so forth. But really enjoyed it. It was really intense, and SmackDowns got really good out of nowhere. So really enjoying SmackDown off the back of everything that had happened at SummerSlam. I think the reason you get really good SmackDowns and really good SummerSlams and really good Raws is when you kind of build off that pay-per-view. Whatever's there leads into the fact that something significant is gonna happen on SmackDown. Something significant and meaningful is gonna happen on Monday Night Raw. Other moments throughout the show that was really good that I'll talk about real quick was Nick Aldis versus Gunther, amazing match. Nick Aldis looked great. I feel like he could have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 matches. He could become a full main time wrestler if he wanted to. He's back as GM, but it was definitely a really amazing match and definitely delivered. You had Chad Gable finally winning the Intercontinental Championship. It was spectacular for him. I really enjoyed the 3-on-3 Bloodline versus Solo, LA Knight, and Keys war match. The right people won, and that kind of fueled that rage. From what we saw on Monday Night Raw between Royce Keys and Jacob Fatu. This gave me old school Jacob Fatu vibes. That kind of that ruthless killer who was on Solo's side when he first arrived. Wow. He was vicious on Royce Keys. Royce Keys is a big guy. So in that street fight, it was a good, okay street fight, but I think what they wanted people to talk about was what happened afterwards. Tongue and death grip, smashed his head in the corner, steel chair as well, left him bloody. Here comes Roman Reigns, and he acknowledges Jacob Fatu and what he's done. He's not denounced him, he's not done anything, he's not told him to do that. This is Jacob on his own fruition doing this to Royce Keys after the pep talk of what he heard from Roman Reigns. Talking about Roman Reigns, you had the Roman Reigns and LA Knight interaction on Monday Night Raw. I feel that was a good promo by LA Knight. I didn't find it spectacular or anything like that. It wasn't like amazing. I think that brother promo was definitely better, but it was good. But definitely, when you're in the ring with Roman Reigns, there's difference, and you can't. Roman Reigns just makes everything feel bigger, makes whoever's in the ring bigger, and if you do not level up yourself, even as much as Roman Reigns helped you, you can't necessarily. It doesn't come easy, or what I would say. It's not like as simple as just Roman Reigns building you up. Elena did good. I want to see what happens next week, especially with what happened with the Usos, where Roman Reigns said, leave Elena alone, I'm going to deal with him, but then also didn't want to give him the title match. I expect we'll probably see LA Knight versus Roman Reigns match in the next couple of weeks, maybe even longer. I wouldn't mind it just being delayed and pushed back, where there's so much momentum, so much kind of belief in LA Knight that it's now or never. And is this the final? Is this the moment where LA Knight wins the WWE World Heavyweight Championship? Could very easily be the case, but that's something that definitely to look out for. But overall, SmackDown, Raw, both nights of SummerSlam, I think I enjoyed maybe night one better than night two, but slightly. Night one was definitely, it had a bit more for it, but it was still, there was, as overall show, you compare it to WrestleMania, and it's like night and day. WrestleMania can't even like compete. As good as WrestleMania was, alright, but this was wow. SummerSlam spectacular, is what I would kind of describe it. But it wasn't just the kind of the main shows. NXT was brilliant this week, um, especially the first half was okay, but that second half was really really good. I did not enjoy the. I feel like the promo battle between Grayson Waller, um, Cruz Montana, and Tony D'Angelo was alright. It wasn't didn't really get me connected. It didn't really get me wanting to watch it or see what's happening there. They kind of went the easy way out of LA Knight, not LA Knight, Cruz Montana versus Grayson Waller next week. Number one contender, whoever wins faces Tony D'Angelo at Heatwave. Bit boring. Okay, Cruz wasn't that good on the mic. Grayson wasn't good at that mic. Tony D wasn't that good. He was alright. He was probably the best out of the three. But the rest of the show was so good. I really enjoyed the Natalia match. She was with the tag team. I thought her entrance was really good. I enjoyed that. That was very entertaining. You had the tag team NXT tag team match, which was really good as well, spectacular. And then the standout, what stole the show was that NXT underground match between Kendall Gray and Lola Vice. That knock on Kendall Gray was gnarly. The blood was flushing off her head, but she's definitely a star. That match was really really good, and even not even good, it was so great, it was so memorable. It made you feel, and it got you invested into characters. I wanted Kendall Gray to win so badly, and especially with that injury in the middle of the match where she got knocked with the blood, the pounding on the ring mat, the fact that Lola Vice knocked out the referee and then put Kendall Gray to sleep. But obviously the ref's knocked out. Here comes Ren Sinclair. She wakes Kendall Gray up. Kendall Gray is back up, gets the win, tap out. Kendall Gray is next up. The women have been cooking. And then you had AAA. AAA was really enjoyable. Throughout the show, that cruiserweight kind of match was really good. The first match was interesting. I'm not sure exactly what's happening with Psycho Clown, but he got taken out in the middle of the match. So, but up until then, it was really good. And then Perros Del Mal came out. They looked engaging. They had aura to them. They feel like a real threat. It wasn't a case of, I feel like sometimes like WWE, they build these kind of factions and then they end up losing constantly. Perez and Mal feel like a threat, and the look of the group looks so good. It's so kind of well put together. It has balance, and I'm super invested in what's going on further. Really outstanding was the interview by Dominic Mysterio, explaining why he sided with Dolly Roldan, and then also kind of explained his beef with El Grande Americano. It was so simple, it was so straight to the point. It wasn't talking in circles, it wasn't kind of anything craziness or anything like that. It was straight to the point. This is what it had, the aura to it, it had the intrigue. Here comes Liv Morgan. The fact that Liv Morgan's there elevates it. You can't ask for any more. And then the triple threat match was really, really good, really, outstanding. I can't complain about it at all. Definitely not. And then you had, what else happened this week? So many things happened. It was such a good week of wrestling, for sure. The announcement of on the Raw after Triple Mania, we're gonna have a match between Roman Reigns and a luchador. So they're building a tournament for the the show in Mexico. Initially, I thought Dominic Mysterio might win, and even if he loses the Triple H Championship, him having that match with Roman Reigns elevates him. But I don't think it could be Dominic Mysterio. I feel like that's a kind of match in his own right. You have there's so much things you could do with the Dominic Mysterio. I want to see Omos and Raw as well. He doesn't need to be in the tournament, but I just want him seen just there, kind of menacing, looking like a beast he is. Have a couple of kind of face-to-faces and be like, come on then, let's have it. Over face-to-face with Momos, top tier, big cast, boy. So, couple of interesting moments. I don't think it's El Grande Americano because I expect him to win the AAA Mega Championship. So something that Not Sam said was Penta, and I really like that. I think Penta had a really good match with Seth Rollins earlier on last year, which was really, really good. And if you're talking about those top tier kind of big kind of Mexican wrestlers, luchadors, Penta is your biggest one, especially with the fact that he's lost the Intercontinental Championship. He's wide open to go into this tournament, win this tournament, and face Roman Reigns for that WWE World Championship, which I want to see. Because a match between Penta and Roman Reigns, really good. And I like the fact that Roman Reigns is having this match. You normally, that last kind of titling, this would be so out of the ordinary, you wouldn't expect it, and it wouldn't normally come, but it's coming. I really it's unexpected, but I really like it, and I want to see more. I don't want Roman Reigns to lose the championship, because if this is what the level that he's bringing, then he can hold it forever, as far as I'm concerned. Anyways, that's gonna be all for the video. Leave a like if it was good, leave a dislike if it was bad, leave a comment. I'll try and be a bit more consistent, and thank you again. Peace.